Welcome to The Explainer. We're all pretty obsessed with the idea of living longer. But what if all this science promising to extend our lives is actually just creating a world where only the super rich can afford to cheat death? Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful argument that suggests maybe, just maybe, when we fight aging, we might be fighting the very purpose of our lives.
So there's this whole new wave of super high-end treatments out there that promise to, turn back the clock. It's pretty amazing stuff. But it really makes you wonder, right? Are we actually curing aging for everyone? Or are we just making it another luxury good, where extra years of life are up for grabs only for the highest bidder? And look, this isn't some sci-fi movie. We're talking about real things. Stem cell injections, blood purification, even these super pricey protein treatments that come from, get this, young blood. I mean, this stuff is cutting edge for sure, but it's also crazy expensive. So what happens? The wealthy and famous are lining up for it, and it's creating this massive gap, a real divide between the people who can afford to buy more time and, well, the rest of us. Okay, so let's really dive into the price of staying young. Because it's not just about the incredible science or the dollar amount on the price tag. Nope. This is a debate that gets right to the core of what it even means to live a natural life. What we're really looking at here is a huge philosophical battle. It's like on one side, you've got the natural way of things. We're born, we grow, we get old. And on the other side, there's this incredibly powerful human desire to take control of that whole process. And listen, this goes way beyond just wanting to look younger. This is about challenging the very definition of a natural life. And in doing so, it creates a whole new kind of social divide. But what if this entire debate about stretching out our lifespan is just missing the point? I mean, what if we're also focused on living longer, that we've completely forgotten to ask if we're living well? The whole perspective we're digging in today argues that, yeah, we're absolutely asking the wrong question. And that brings us to a really important distinction. See, a long life, that's just about the numbers. It's racking up years on the calendar, maybe without even being healthy or having a reason to get up in the morning. But a good life? Oh, that's something totally different. That's about fulfillment. It's about living with joy and actually contributing something meaningful to the world around you. This quote really just nails it, doesn't it? The idea here is that a long life without a purpose, that's not a gift, it's a punishment. It's like you're being forced to stay at a party long after everyone else has gone home and the music has stopped. It's just empty. The goal shouldn't be to just exist for more years, but to actually live them, fully and with meaning. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we need to zoom out a bit. We have to look at a completely different way of seeing the universe. A cosmology where the whole point of being human isn't to stay human forever, but to complete a kind of cosmic journey. Now, to understand this philosophy, there's a key concept we need to talk about. It's a Korean term, haedal, and it basically means spiritual liberation. But don't think of it as like an escape from life. It's much more like a graduation. Yeah, a graduation from the whole human experience, where you return to a more fundamental, almost divine state. So this whole idea is built around a kind of cosmic timeline. And there's a really specific date on it, 2026. That year is marked as a huge turning point. We're told we're shifting out of something called the former heaven, which was all about growth and learning, and moving into the later heaven. And this new era, it's all about completion. It's about that hetel we just mentioned. So what this really means is that humanity's collective mission is actually changing right now. So the big question is, how do you prepare for a shift like that? Well, according to this worldview, you do it by building up something called Naegong. Now, you can think of this as your internal energy, or maybe a better way to put it is your spiritual mass. Every single thing you experience, every lesson you learn, every challenge you overcome, it all adds to it. It's basically the spiritual resume you're building over your entire life. All right, so if humanity as a whole is going through this massive transition, what does that mean for you and me? For us as individuals? Well, this perspective says we're not all walking the same path. Not at all. In fact, it suggests that all of humanity is basically divided into 3 different groups, and each one has its own unique destiny. And this chart here gives you a visual of that breakdown. We're told that about 40% of humanity is on one path, and the other 60% is split right down the middle between 2 other paths. So what exactly are these paths? So here's the deal. Each group has a totally different journey. That big 40% chunk, those are the common people, and they're going to be reborn twice more to keep growing. Then you have 30%, the learners, who get one more lifetime to finish up what they couldn't get done in this one. And that final 30%, those are the graduates. They are living their final human life right now, getting ready for that Hadal transition. The main takeaway here is we're not all on the same page, not at all. Okay, so given this wild cosmic blueprint, what's the practical takeaway? I mean, how does this actually change the way we should be living our lives, like right now, today? You know, the advice that comes out of this is actually surprisingly simple. Step one is to just stop the envy. Seriously, forget about the person with the fancy car or that expensive anti-aging treatment. Their journey is not your journey. Step two, find your purpose. Figure out what you're here to do and just pour on your energy into that. And finally, step three, trust the process. Have faith that if you need something to complete your work, the universe will provide it. And this just completely flips the script on the whole idea of longevity. It stops being something you can buy off a shelf. Instead, it becomes a resource that you are given, but only when it's absolutely essential for you to complete your unique mission here. So if your work needs more time, you'll get more time. And if it doesn't, you won't. It's all about necessity, not what you want. When you boil it all down, this perspective is really a challenge for all of us to live with more intention. It doesn't matter if you're a graduate on your last life or a learner with more to do. The whole idea is to push aside all that anxiety about getting older and replace it with a laser focus on your purpose. So it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. If you knew for a fact that this was your final go-around, your last chance to get your work done, what would you do differently starting today?